Most people do it backwards. They try to organize around what they want,
Mm-hmm.
or what they think the people want. Basically, what you need to do is start off by taking a survey in the community. I thought about that here in prison. In fact, we did that in prison one time. Print up some survey questionnaires to give the prisoners and their families. But basically, what we used to do in the community is go around in the community and survey the community and see what the needs were and use the top 3 or 4 needs we organize around them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people will respond to what they're interested in, but they gonna ignore things that they are not interested in. And for the love of me, most organizers out there, they organize backwards. They don't organize according to people's needs. They organize according to their needs, what they see the needs are, without going to the people and finding out what the people need and what they're interested by. So what I call that organizing backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically you got to see where the people are, what their needs are, where their interests lie, and you build your organization around that. You develop the principles of organizing around those needs, and you build your organizing principles around the people needs, not what you think the people need, but what the people dictate to you what their needs are.
Okay. I want to ask you a question about just being incarcerated for what is 30 years now.
Yeah.
Um, when you look around the environments over the 30-year period, what are some things you saw when you first got here? How did things change, and where do you see things as they stand today?
Well, when I first come back to prison, I used to get to fighting with the guards almost every day, you know, until I realized you know, that this is a waste of energy because you can't change a person just by physical. You have to change a person, their mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
And basically, when I understood that me fighting these prison guards every day wasn't gonna change nothing. The whole mindset was the next 5 minutes we'll be back to square one.
Mhm.
But so I decided that education was key.
Mhm.
That you had to not only educate the prisoners, but you had to educate the prison guards. And basically, my whole basic thing is that, you know, I'm an African Pan Africanist, and my whole concept, my whole basic, my whole thought process is about African people, wherever they are, you
Mhm.
know. And I think the key to us as a people is understanding our history and our culture. And most of us, we don't have no kind of relation to our history and our culture. And see, out of your history and your culture evolves all of your strength, your education, your principles, your moral integrity, your mindset. That comes out of your culture. That comes out of your principles
Mhm.
by you understanding it. We don't want to go back, but I remember my grandma was singing a song, "Give me that old time religion." It's good enough for my old mother, so it's good enough for me. So I feel the same way, that the principles of African principles that was originated in Africa among African people, they are valid today. And the one thing that happened to us, all of our problems come from slavery and Jim Crowism. You know, anytime you want to deal with a problem, find out your problem, you have to search the slavery and Jim Crow laws And that's another thing people don't understand about the police force. The police force is a direct consequence of the slave patrol.
Mm-hmm.
That basically was the slave patrol, what we used to call the paddy rollers. They was to protect white people property and keep black folks in place, you know. So out of that, the slave patrol evolved the modern day prison.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, modern day law enforcement. They based upon the principles of, protecting white folks' property and keeping black folks under control. So people right now today, they're wondering about why white people or why the police killing black folks. That's their motto.
They've
You
been
know,
doing that since they were formulated.
that's right. They were formulated as slave patrol.
Mm-hmm.
They used to patrol the slaves and protect white people's property and kill black folks that got out of place. And that relationship haven't changed today. You know, so people ask the question, well, why did police shoot this guy and get away with it? Because that's their program.
Hmm.
They supposed to kill black folks. That's their whole uh,
Purpose for being in existence.
yeah, that's their whole purpose.
Yeah.
Is to kill black folks and protect white folks' property. So there ain't no secret. You go back to slavery and you look at it and you see the evolution of the slave patrol today reflected in their law enforcement today.
Yeah.
And they get the FBI, they get who, they get the president, they get everybody. Yeah. They all connected up. It's them against us. The people with the slave mentality against the people that want to oppress the slaves.
When you talk about the some of the laws that all of this is made possible under the law. Yeah. One of the laws is habitual offender law. You've been convicted on that, still serving time. How old are you today?
76.
And you've been in prison for
33 years.
33 years, and you've had some medical issues.
Yeah.
So why? Talk about the law and how they continue to hold you at 76 years of age, and how that really just is part of the overall system, like you said, social control.
Yeah, well, they always try to control so-called militant. What I describe being the militant guys that they can't control, guys that would fight back and talk back. Like Nat Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always advocated for us, that black people, in every house that black people live, they should have a statue of Nat Turner, Harry Tubman, Mon Delaney, and Mark X, people like that. But what white people do, they take and make us shame of people like Nat Turner and Harry Tubman, Mark Delaney, and etc. Anybody that speak up and stand up, they gonna have problems out of white folks, basically, in the police. And when I say white folks, I don't mean just people with a white color. I'm talking about people with a white mind. And so people with white mind, they could be black as a piece of coal. But as long as they think white, you know what I'm saying, they follow the white script, nothing gonna change, basically. Because you got just as many black folks with the Ku Klux Klan as you got white folks.
But you also say that all of our problems trace back to slavery, but you told me a number of times that all the solutions to all our problems is embedded in our history.
That's right. You can look in your history, because I tell brothers, I say, look, brother, you want to see your problem, look in the mirror. You want to see your solution, look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? By that I mean, you your own problem. You your own solution. You can't find no solution outside of the black culture or the black history.
Mm-hmm.
But people try to do that, uh, seek our problems and everything but our history and our culture. You know, one thing I learned a few weeks ago by reading the book Slavery by Another Name,
Mm-hmm.
because I was caught up, uh, had a lapse of memory that the Civil War was the end of slavery,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I read where slavery went on about 90 more years, and slavery just officially ended in 1945 up under President Truman. And the reason it ended then because Japan and Germany was at war with the United States, and the Japanese and the Germans knew that slavery was a problem in the United States, and America didn't want the Japanese and the Germans to use the issue of slavery as propaganda.
Oh.
Yeah, so they decided to end slavery to take that weapon from the Japanese and Germany, you know. But
The Vietnamese
yeah,
tactic,
yeah,
how they did in Vietnam.
yeah. Well, it was all through every war that I can remember that they always had a problem with slavery. In World War II, you know, the Germans and the Japanese, they were saying, "Black man, go home. What you fighting for?" You understand?
Yeah.
We are not listening to you. We're not calling you niggas and so forth. You understand? You fight on the wrong side.
Uh-huh.
But us, being stupid as we are, we said, "No, kill me." You understand? I want to die for America. And the folks try to keep killing us. Like the Vietnam War. You know, they said, "Hey, black man, go home. We don't want to kill you. I'll fight with you. You come out of slavery. You understand? You got a history of slavery. So you got the wrong enemy that you fight, you know. That goes back to the Buffalo Soldiers, you understand, the Tuskegee Airmen. You understand? They were fighting the wrong people. You know, they running out of slaves. They fighting for the slave master.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Try to make slavery a permanent American idea.
Well, it is, you know, through the 13th Amendment, the
Yeah,
exception, and now the prison system. So, I mean,
yeah,
it ended out there in what you said, 1945, but it
yeah.
ain't never ended on the inside.
Because it's in the white man's mind.
Yeah.
See, if you think white, then everything that's happening today, you can understand it. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It's a white mentality, you know. But when I say white mentality, I don't mean just white folks. Those black folks got such a greater degree of the white mentality than some white men. Some black folks are worse than the Grand Wizard. I'm saying,
Name one. Who is one? Give me
uh,
one.
he won.
Yeah.
What the dude on the Supreme Court?
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. But you going that's not just picking Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. I just wanted an example so people can have a, you know,
Yeah,
an idea of
well,
the kind of person you're talking about when you say that.
I'm talking about any person, any black person that thinks white, got a white mind, white value. And where do we get it from? From the media. And for example, the new Tarzan movie is coming out.
Uh-huh.
And I was sitting next to some black dude, and the young black dude jumped up and said, "Man, I got to see that movie. I had to see Tarzan." And I looked at him like he was crazy, you know, because a long time ago, we've been dismissed these white uncles. Yes. Superman, Batman, Tarzan, the Phantom, and all the white uncles. You know, we I was young, I used to think about Tarzan. Tarzan could come to Africa, and he wasn't born in Africa, but he could talk to all the animals in Africa. He can book 1,000 Africans. He can, he knew where all the quicksand was. When the Africans were chasing through the jungle, he knew where the quicksand was. He knew how to go around the quicksand. Africans been living in Africa all their lives, and they don't know the quicksand. Now they run right into the quicksand. You know, it was tripping me out.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
And Tarzan can talk to all the animals.
Mm-hmm.
And command them to do what they want to do. And people that live in Africa all their life, they couldn't talk to the Africans.
Well, I remember my favorite book. It's still my favorite book of all time. I got it from you. Ready for Revolution by Stokely Carmichael.
Yeah.
You remember when he talked about it in there?
Yeah.
He said when they finally got with the African brothers, they asked them, how did that make them feel with the being depicted like that in the movie Tarzan? And the African brothers said, shoot, we thought that was y'all. That ain't what was going on over here.
Yeah, but see, people can do things technological.
Yeah.
You know, like if somebody from Africa came here or from any other place outside of America came to America, and they just took pictures of all the alleys and the woods and things around here.
Uh-huh.
You understand? Then that would be representative of America.
Uh-huh.
Because they took the pictures of the worst parts of America.
Yeah.
But they didn't take up in the big cities, the urban areas and things. They didn't take pictures of those.
The skyscrapers, the presidential palaces, you
So
know.
I had a picture in my cell about Nairobi, Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody that came to my cell would ask me, David Funny cell, where you get that picture from? Where's that picture at? I said, that's from Nairobi, Kenya. And they just said, man, I didn't know they had cities like that in Africa. You know.
Yeah, in 2016, it's sad to say, we still get that.
Yeah.
People still think that, and not just people in prison, it's people in the street that still think that.
And then I had another picture of a hotel that in Africa. Africans couldn't even come into this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
They had a fence around the hotel, and I seen little children of African descent around the fence looking in at the folks swimming inside the
swimming pool
hotel, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, look, Africans couldn't even go into the hotel. Yeah. You know, unless they go wash dishes or scrub floors.
Right in their own land.
Yeah, right in their own land.
Is that colonialism?
Yeah.
Is that the definition of colonialism?
Yeah,
that is the definition.
That is colonialism.
Okay. All right. It took me a while to get the understanding of what colonialism was. Now I got a working understanding of it.
Yeah.
That was a depiction of it.
And see, you know, I remember once I was talking to some brothers, and I was telling them, I said, man, you know, in Africa it wasn't no stealing. And the brother told me, he said, man, it always been stealing in the world. So I'm saying, hey man, why do you feel that way? Because there was no private property in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So how could you steal from yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to move a house or your hut or whatever, you just moved it to another place. Nobody tell you where to put your place. If you wanted to eat, you just caught some fish, shot you a deer, reach up in a mango tree and got it. But when the private property came along with the advent of the white man, and when he came in, he put a price on the mangoes in the trees, bananas. You had to have a fishing permit, a hunting permit. No, he put a price on everything.
He owned nature now.
Yeah, because he brought private property into Africa.
Everything can be owned, even the animals, the water. Yeah. Everything can be sold, but it's all produced by the earth.
Yeah, and you're going to have to buy water after a while. Well, you still buying water today, but you got to buy it exclusively. in a few years.
Well, look, we got a few more minutes. You know, I gotta get ready to go. So appreciate the time today. You know that we're gonna do it again some more. We got some more business to handle, so we're gonna put this up and get back to this tomorrow.
Okay, anytime, bro.
All right.